This is a tutorial on how to fight and win more fights in Chapter 6 Season 4. First you have to understand how fights open up and what roles there are. For the roles there are defensive and offensive, which I will go into deeper later. A fight opens up with opening damage, and the opening damage decides what role you will be playing. As an example, if I see this guy and hit him for 60 damage, then I will be playing offensive and he will be playing defensive. And the other way around too, of course. The offensive player is the active player who tries to close the distance, and the defensive/passive keeps the distance. The active tries to catch the passive, while the passive predicts and pre-pieces the active or confuse them with a rapid change of positions. The active tries to overpower the opponent's defense. The passive strikes the weak points of the opponent's defense. If your attack is greater than the opponent's defense, play active. If your defense is less or equal than the attack of the opponent, play passive. Pros and cons. Pros: can force a quick victory. Cons: risky, no room for error, little visibility. Passive. Pros: safer, great visibility. Cons: can't force a quick victory. If the active catches the passive like a box or a piece, then the passive has two choices: 1, try to escape and reset the fight, or 2, change the angle and go for a shot, which is high risk, high reward. Now I will explain my thought process during this 5-minute Forever Zone Wars game, where I show how to get better awareness. So first I box up in a higher layer so I have better visibility over potential refreshes or kills. Here I hear footsteps and look if I can catch anyone on rotation. And because I'm close to zone, I rotate in quickly so I can get a refresh on anyone rotating. I hear this guy going back into his metal box, so I attack his wood wall and sneak in and get my refresh, and I hear someone else and assume that was the guy he was fighting, so I get out after getting his mats. Here I see this guy fighting with someone and I attack his wall, and sadly I don't get the kill, but I am crouched so I give no footsteps and see this guy boxing up next to me and kills him, and get someone tried the same and he drops down for the mats, and I get another kill and get a big refresh. But I hear someone going for IR and I notice that I don't need the mats, but he catches me off guard. Here I'm just waiting for someone to do anything because I don't need to fight right here. I see footsteps close to me and assume that he was one layer above me, but he was standing on my wall, and I get the kill. And here someone heard that I was cracked and tried to get me, but I give him a big hit and he disengages, and I see this guy stuck in zone and try to keep him, and so I'm back to 100 horsepower again, but he hammers out of the box. And I rotate into zone and heal, and I find someone next to me again and get the kill, but he was followed and I die.